Welcome to the podcast. It's Mr. Ish. We're here at Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club with their clubhouse. Season number 8, Teen Night. This Teen Night is looking kind of shiny. We only got one guy, but you know what? It is what it is. We're here. We're going to talk about some stuff. He's willing to do a podcast, so I'll give him the love. Just introduce yourself, and then we'll start talking about what we're talking about here.
Hi, I'm Kaden Ramos.
Kaden Ramos, right? I'm going to give him a shout out. Is your first podcast?
Yeah, this is my first podcast.
I'm going to post it just because of you. I want you to share it with your friends and your mom, your dad. I want your friends at school be like, oh my God, you did a podcast? I got you, bro. I'm going to post it up by Friday. So tell the people a little bit about yourself.
I'm in 9th grade.
He's a freshman.
I like playing video games. I like going outside and I like riding my bike.
Oh, what kind of bike you got?
I have a mountain bike.
Mountain bike. I'm into biking too. I stopped riding bike because I'm getting a little lazy in my old age. But I was deep into mountain biking. We could talk about mountain biking too. I don't know. You have a cold. What's going on? You have a brother. I thought he was your twin brother, but he's older than you.
He's older than me. He's 15.
He's 15. All right. So he's a junior in high school?
No, he's the second one.
What freshman?
He's
sophomore.
Sophomore,
then junior. Okay. So you're both in high school. You have any sisters?
Yeah, I have an older sister.
What grade she's in?
She's 24.
Oh,
she's in college.
She's in college. All right, good for her. So your family's on a good streak. You're about education. Parents are trying to get you, into good schools so you could be, better people, better humans, which is great. We were talking a little bit off the air. What kind of, job you're looking for, career or anything like that? It's a question. I'm sorry.
Is this a question?
Yeah, I mean, the people don't know.
I'm looking for a well-paying job with good benefits.
That's it. Benefits is key. Well-paying. Sometimes you start off good, sometimes you don't.
I don't mind having a bad start and building up into it, because I know that nobody wants to hire someone without experience.
Definitely. So that's one thing that you're realistic about. Even if you work in, let's say you're not particularly you, but let's say you want to be you work at McDonald's, you could be the fry guy, and then next year you could be assistant manager. Then the year after you could be the manager.
And then you could say, I'm good at working as a team.
Yeah, and then one of these days you could own a McDonald's. So you never know. So you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to start at the bottom and move up, which is great because some people don't want to do that. Some people want, I want $1 million job. Okay, how much school, how much effort do you want to put into this?
And
what
who
do you really want to do?
Is going to pay $1 million for you to work?
I mean, you could probably find a job like that, but I don't know.
Unless you're famous or they're paying a lot. Like, you're probably not going to find $1 million job unless you really have a lot of things that are going for you. And it has to be a certain type of job. You have to have a lot of schooling, a lot of experience.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be something that all of a sudden, blew up and you're getting paid $1 million. If you're a rap singer and all of a sudden your song is triple platinum and then you can make $1 million. But, for the average person, we're probably not going to see that. Yeah. We have to get,
realistic.
We have to get realistic. We have to get into these great schools. We have to go to college. We have to go, get a master's degree. We have to move up the ladder. But if you're willing to put in the work, there is something out there for you. I mean, you always could get a city job. City jobs are pretty good. Being a teacher is pretty good.
But you have to work for all of that, and you have to work hard. Because if you don't work hard, it'll show that you're lazy and you don't want to do your job, and then you'll end up getting fired.
That's true too. I always say that teachers are good jobs because remember when you're in school, you go to school for what? From 8 to you go to school from
8 to 2.
8 to 2, right?
Or 8 to 4 because it depends on what.
All right, so let's say a teacher works from 8 to 5. Right? Monday to Friday. They have the weekends off, which is very hard to get when you have a regular job. Now, when you're on Christmas vacation, guess who's also on vacation?
Yep. And what if
they're on vacation?
What if they have what if they get paid for $30 and then an hour, if they get paid like $30 and they have good benefits?
Yeah.
All of that's gonna rack up and they work
Exactly.
A lot of hours.
That's why I tell you.
And they work after
Teachers
school.
are good because also when you work after hours and you have these other projects, you get paid a little more. But every holiday that you have off, a teacher has off.
And like even if there's some days that they have to work and they have the whole summer off.
You have the whole summer off. Now, I work for the school system, so I know this. So in the summer, I have the whole summer off. Guess what? I still get paid for the summer.
And then you get to chill with your kids because
I'm
they're
on.
on summer break.
Now you got it. See? Now you're thinking like me. So during the summer, I'm getting paid from the school. I come to work here. I get paid for here. My kids come here. So I got my kids around. I'm having a great time. And I'm still getting paid. And I have a nice summer.
Once the weekends hit, you be like, oh, well, let's go to a pool. Let's do something.
Yeah, let's do something as a family. Now we have a couple of dollars that we can go to the beach. We can go to the lake. We like going camping.
And then y'all could save money because y'all working. And you're working here. And just in case you don't want to, you have money from the schooling. And you just put that to the side. And you could go on vacation.
You have to really see what fits for you and your family. Sometimes people... some people work really hard and they work every weekend and they work at nights.
But they might not be happy because they don't have time to spend with
That's
their
the
family.
thing. So you don't have time. So if you work and you get paid a lot of money, but you're off on Monday and Thursday, you don't really have 2 days back to back off.
And also,
your husband works Monday to Friday, so you never get to see him. Your kids' basketball game you don't get to go to because you're always working on Saturdays. Sundays we're going to the beach. You can't go to the beach because you're working. So you have to get a job that fits your family.
Just families, it's your friends,
and
people that work and your colleagues. You might not be able to see them. Your friends, you can't go outside. They're off on certain days. You're working on their days off, and it's like a whole thing.
Yeah, messes up your whole thing. Like if I had to work every day that my friends are working, I'll never get to see my friends or my wife or my kids or stuff like that. So
that's why you like a good schedule that's balanced.
I like a nice balance. I like to be like right now. This is the latest I work. This is teen night. What time is it? Let me see. What time is it?
7:30. You leave.
7:30. I'm leaving. My daughters go to sleep at 8:00, so I want to be home before they go to sleep.
You get to eat with them. You get to like take a nap.
Maybe they'll stay up a little later today. My wife lets them stay up a little later because I'm doing teen night. But these are things that I look forward to. I want to read a book with her. I want to see how was school. She had a spelling test. I want to make sure that she did well. So a balance. What I'm trying to tell you is a balance between making good money, being there for your family, and benefits and looking forward to the future is what we really need. I tell kids when they always say, "What do you want to be?" "I want to be a basketball player."
But think realistic. You know how many kids want to be a basketball player?
No, how many people in the world?
50 million people want
to be a basketball player. But there's only like 400 people that are basketball players in the NBA, let's say.
And the draft is out of like 4,000. You're going to be a lot of people want to be drafted. And they may get into the drafting, and they may not even get draft picked.
Well, what I usually tell people is that when they say they want to be a basketball player, you know what's my next question? Do you own a basketball? I'm saying if you were to tell me I want to be a basketball player, my next question to you would be, do you own a basketball player? Do you own a basketball? You'll say, okay, yes. Then my next question would be, have you ever played in a team? No. So you mean to tell me that you are 13 years old and you never played for a basketball team? You never played for a 6 and under, for a 10 and under? No, I never played. You're not going to be a basketball player.
And how are they going to know that you're out there? You're just going to be shooting hoops
There's
on
very
front
few
of your
people,
yard, and they're going to be like, oh my God, this kid from random street.
Yeah.
I want to draft him.
But you know what it is? They play a lot of 2K Live, and they think that they're great basketball players. And let me tell you, some people are really good basketball players. But now, even with that, you have to be in teams. You have to go out there and, really work out. You have to be, outside throwing the basketball, 1,000 shots a day, free throw shots or stuff like that. You have to play competitive in a team. You have to have good grades. You have to go to a school that basically highlights you.
And you want to go to a college that lets you go. Yes. And you want to get scholarship from basketball.
Come on, you have to put all that in. You're just not going to be in the NBA like that. You know how many people go to college and play college basketball and don't make it to the NBA?
Tons. Everyone goes to college and they're like, oh, let me just do basketball.
Yeah, it's the same thing with football. There's a ton of people that play football and they play competitive. They play for good colleges. They don't make it to the NFL.
Not everyone gets
perfect
drafted.
example. You know who used to go to who used to play for the Miami Hurricanes?
Who?
The Rock.
Yeah, he did.
He used to play for the Hurricanes. That's a great school. At the time that he was playing, was one of the elite schools for football. He never made it to the NFL. He never made it for whatever reason.
Changed.
But then his career changed. He became wrestler, from a wrestler now to a movie star, to an actor. He's probably one of the highest paid people now in the movies. So his career changed. So you can't be afraid of change, and you have to just put in the work. I'm glad that at least you say that you're willing to put in the work, which is the very important part. If you're willing to start with that and you're mentally ready to say, hey, I'm going to work hard for what I want, then you're almost there.
And you really have to try, and you can't be like, oh, I'm going to just do this for fun, and I might go big. Because if you're doing it to fun, you're playing games with your career.
Yeah, there's ups and downs. And let me tell you, you could be going to school to be a doctor or, let's say, a dentist or whatever you might be, and all of a sudden, you get a career change. You start thinking, hey, you know what? I think I could do podcasts, and I think I could make money off of it. And I think, I have
and then what if another big podcast comes out, and you're like, oh, no, I can't do podcasts anymore because these people are there, and these people are there. Everyone wants to do something, but only few people get that job they want.
Yep. So. And
you don't really decide your careers. I don't think, there is dreams and some people achieve
Yeah, you should have dreams.
But, some things, there's, some things are
okay, some things are dreams and some things are fantasies.
Yeah, and they hope that everything's going to go just one way. And you might not be drafted this year in the NBA, but what if you kept on trying and you kept on getting better and you get drafted next year?
That's true.
It could be a chance, one slot opens because someone had some medical reason, they broke their leg or something, and they're like, oh, we need you. Oh,
that's how a lot of people, let's say Tom Brady got his start like that. He made it to New England. He was playing for New England. He was a backup quarterback, and their quarterback went down. Tom Brady, went in, and he started playing as a quarterback. 15 years or whatever amount of years later, 6 Super Bowls, MVPs. He's become the what they call the GOAT, the best best player ever, and he just had the opportunity. So you got to make the best out of your opportunities.
And also you could be like, oh, I didn't get the NBA, but I could go to a different association.
Yeah.
And they'll see me playing and they'll be like, we didn't draft him? Oh, we want him now.
You could play in Europe. And if you play in Europe, China, there's a whole bunch of leagues. Puerto Rico has leagues. So you could play in a whole bunch of different leagues. You could play in the World League. You could be an Olympic player. There's people like that. They could make $200,000 a year, $250,000. It's not what you make in the NBA, but I won't be upset if I make $250,000. I'll be quite happy.
And then you just be like, all right. Oh, well, I'm rich, and now the NBA sees me playing good, and they're going to be like, we want him. Now we're going to be offering you more money than we would have offered you the beginning.
You got to be out there, and you got to be exposed. Exposure is what gets you. So that brings you all the way around to what I want to tell you here. Podcasting is going to get you exposure, right? Like right now, you're being exposed. I got 18,000 listeners that listen to the podcast. I got 93 different countries that listen to this podcast. So right now, even though me and you are in a room together doing the podcast, it's a lot of people that can listen to you. And then what's going to happen is that when I post it, you're going to share it with your mom. She's going to be happy. She's going to share it with
post it to Facebook.
She's going to put it on Facebook. She's going to share it with her friends. You're going to tell your teacher, hey, I did a podcast. You should listen to it. Share it with your teacher. Your teacher's going to be like, yo, I got this kid in my class. He was doing a podcast. It sounds pretty cool. And he's going to share it. All of a sudden, we may have 20,000 people listening to it.
And it's like,
that's how it starts.
And some things, you start up your base, not every podcast started off all big and up high, and everyone was like, oh, this podcast is so great. There might be one person watching,
Yeah.
and then 2, then 3, and then all of a sudden you got 100.
Hey, 8 years ago, you know how many I started with?
5, maybe.
No,
2.
0. When I turned this machine on 8 years ago, I had no listeners.
And now you have.
And now I have
many.
18,000.
And you're on your eighth season.
8th season. Thank you very much. I'll give you a shout out. So I have people like yourself. Now that sometimes you could have been shy, now you like eager to be in a podcast.
And when you're little, and then like maybe they'll hear this like a boss or somebody.
Yeah,
and
of
then
course.
like, oh, I think we want them. When he gets older, or like you see them working or something, or like you see that they're trying to do stuff to further their career and they know about it, they're gonna want you on this. Like they're gonna want you in their jobs, all the types of things.
Yeah, they see that you're outspoken. They see that you're well spoken. They see that you have you're thinking. You have a good head on your shoulders. I've enjoyed most of my podcasts, especially when I do it with my daughters. They've been so much fun because it's me talking to my daughters. They're excited. They're like, "Oh my God, I'm doing what Daddy does," and it's kind of cool. And when I'm doing it with my friends,
it's
it's
just
fun.
a great experience.
Yeah, of course, it's a great experience.
And
I should have you as a co-host. That's what I need. I need somebody like you as a co-host.
I'll be a co-host.
You're giving me good vibes. You're giving me good vibes. But you know what? We're gonna have to end this soon, and I wish I didn't. But I have to go. I have commitments.
I know.
And I know you have another class. But you know what? I appreciate that. Just because it's just me and you, we still did a podcast. We had a good conversation before. We did a nice long podcast. I'm going to post it on Friday so you can share it with your family and friends. You have anybody you want to give a shout out to? Any teacher? You want to give a shout out to your parents? You can say their names. I don't care.
I want to give a shout out to my brother.
To your brother? Come on, man. It's brotherly love. I like that. Shout out to the brother. Anybody else?
My mom.
Your mom, of course. The queen of the house. Anybody else?
And my sister and my dad.
Okay. What about your teachers? No teacher you really like that?
I like Miss M.
Miss M?
My teacher, Miss M.
Okay, Miss M, shout out. And, share it with your friends, family and friends. And, we're going to post this on Friday for my man over here. Say your goodbyes.
Hi, bye.
All right, we're out of here, buddy.
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check.
All right, we're out of here. Thank you, bro.